Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Career Prep. In this video, we'll solve a few problems on the topic simple interest, where you have to calculate the simple interest. Since questions based on this topic are most frequently asked in competitive exams, it makes sense to understand the concept well. Questions are dealt with in this video along with clear explanations to make you understand the concept clearly. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell icon to get notifications as soon as we post a new video. So let's start. Finding the simple interest. The types of questions that are asked on this topic in competitive exams are: Type 1 is questions where principal, time and rate of interest are given. Type 2 is questions where an increase or decrease in rate of interest is given. Type 3 is questions where the sum or difference or equality in simple interest or rate or time is given. Let's solve a few problems on each of these types. Find the simple interest if principal is rupees 2000, rate of interest is 20% per annum and time is 4 years. Now we know that the formula to find simple interest is equal to PRT divided by 100. Now substituting all the given values in this formula here, we have 2000 multiplied by 20 multiplied by 4 divided by 100, and on solving this we get simple interest as rupees 1600. Find the simple interest if principal is rupees 1200, rate of interest is 5% per annum and time is 4 months. Now observe here that time is given in months. So convert 4 months to year by dividing it with 12. So now we have time as 4 divided by 12 year. Now to find um, a simple interest, the formula is PRT divided by 100. Now substituting the given values in the formula here, we have 1200 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 by 12 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 20. Find the simple interest if principal is rupees 1460, rate of interest is 10% per annum and time is equal to 120 days. Observe here that time is given in days. So convert 120 days to years by dividing it by 365. So now we have T is equal to 120 divided by 365 year. Now to find simple interest, use the formula simple interest is equal to PRT divided by 100. Substituting all the given values in the formula here, we have 1460 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 120 by 365 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 48. So the simple interest for the first question is rupees 1600. For the second question it is rupees 20, and for the third question it is rupees 48. So the correct answer is option A, 1600, 20, 48. Find the simple interest if principal is rupees 400, rate of interest is 6% per 6 months and time is 3 years. Observe here that the rate of percent is given for 6 months. Now rate of interest should always be for 1 year. So now if For 6 months, the rate of interest is 6%. Then for 12 months, the rate of interest will be 12%. Now we know that the formula to find simple interest is SI is equal to PRT divided by 100. Now substituting the given values in the formula here, we have 400 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 3 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 144. Find the simple interest if principal is rupees 800, rate of interest is 3% per 3 months and time is 2 months. Now observe here that the rate of interest is given for 3 months. Now rate of interest always has to be for a year. Now if the rate of interest for 3 months is 3%, then the rate of interest for 12 months would be 12%. Also observe that time is given in months here. So convert 2 months to year by dividing it with 12. So you have time as 2 divided by 12 year. Now you know that the formula to find simple interest is PRT divided by 100. Substituting all the given values in the formula here, we get 800 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 2 by 12 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 16. So the simple interest for the first problem is rupees 144 and the simple interest for the second problem is rupees 16. So the correct answer is option B, 144.16. Find the simple interest on rupees 5,000 at 6% per annum for the period from 5th February to 19th April 2015. Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. Now it's given that the principal is rupees 5,000 and rate of interest is 6% per annum. Now time is given from 5th February to 19th April 2015. So you have to count the number of days from 5th February to 19th April to get the time. Now when counting the number of days, the day of deposit is not counted, but the day of withdrawal is included. So here you have to exclude 5th February but include 19th April while counting the number of days. Now since 2015 is not a leap year, February has 28 days in the year 2015. So in February, since you have to exclude 5th February, you have 28 minus 5, that is 23 days. In March, there are 31 days. In April, since you have to include 19th April, you have 19 days. So total number of days is 23 plus 31 plus 19, which is 73 days. So time is 73 days. Now convert days into years by dividing it by 365. So time is equal to 73 divided by 365, which is nothing but 1 by 5 year. So now you have P is 5,000, R is 6% and T is 1 by 5 year. So since the formula for SI is PRT divided by 100, substituting all these values in the formula here, we get SI is equal to 5,000 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 1 by 5 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 60. So the correct answer is option C, rupees 60. Let's now solve a few problems of the type 2 where an increase or decrease in the rate of interest is given in the questions. The sum rupees 2100 became rupees 2352 in 2 years at simple interest. If the interest rate is decreased by 1%, what is the new interest? Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. Now it's given that the sum rupees 2100 became rupees 2352 in 2 years. So principal is rupees 2100, amount is rupees 2352 and time is 2 years. Now we know that simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. So simple interest is equal to 2352 minus 2100, which is nothing but rupees 252. Now it's given that the interest rate is decreased by 1%. But here we do not know what is the original rate of interest. So first let's find out the original rate of interest using the formula R is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by PT. Now we know that SI is rupees 252, P is rupees 2100 and T is 2 years. Substituting these values in the formula here we get R is equal to 100 multiplied by 252 divided by 2100 multiplied by 2. On solving this we get R is equal to 6%. So now we know that the rate of interest is 6%. So it's given that uh, the interest is decreased by 1%. So the new rate of interest is 6 minus 1, which is 5%. Now we are asked to find the new interest at the new rate of interest. So let's find out the new simple interest. Now we know that at 6% rate of interest, simple interest is rupees 252. So at 5% rate of interest, simple interest would be 252 multiplied by 5 divided by 6, which is nothing but rupees 210. So the new simple interest is rupees 210. The correct answer is option B, 210. Rupees 800 amounts to rupees 920 in 3 years at simple interest. If the interest rate is increased by 3%, what would be the amount? Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. Now it's given that the principal is rupees 800 and it amounts to rupees 920 in 3 years. So amount is rupees 920 and time is 3 years. Now we know that simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. So simple interest is equal to 920 minus 800, which is rupees 120. Now it's given that the rate of interest is increased by 3%. But here we do not know what is the old rate of interest. So first let's find out the old rate of interest using the formula R is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by PT. Now we know that SI is rupees 120. P is rupees 800 and T is 3 years. Now substituting all these values in the formula here we get R is equal to 100 multiplied by 120 divided by 800 multiplied by 3. On solving this we get R is equal to 5%. So this is the old rate of interest. Now it's given that the interest rate is increased by 3%. So the new rate of interest is 5 plus 3, that is 8%. Now here we are asked to find if the interest rate is increased by 3%, what would be the amount? Now to find the new amount, first we have to find the new simple interest at the new rate of interest of 8%. Now we know that at 5% rate of interest, simple interest is rupees 120. So at 8% rate of interest, simple interest would be 120 multiplied by 8 divided by 5, which is nothing but rupees 192. So the new simple interest is rupees 192. Now we know that amount is equal to P plus SI. Now we know that P is rupees 800 and the new simple interest is rupees 192. So the new amount would be 800 plus 192, which is rupees 992. So if the interest rate is increased by 3%, then the new amount would be rupees 992. So the correct answer is option C, rupees 992. Rupees 6,000 becomes rupees 7,200 in 4 years at a certain rate of simple interest. If the rate becomes 1.5 times of itself, then what will the amount of the same principal be in 5 years? Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. Now it's given that principal is rupees 6,000. This 6,000 becomes rupees 7,200 in 4 years. So amount is rupees 7,200 and time is 4 years. Now we know that simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. So simple interest is equal to rupees 7,200 minus 6,000, which is rupees 1,200. So the simple interest is rupees 1,200. Now it's given that the rate becomes 1.5 times of itself. But here we do not know what is the old rate of interest. So first let's calculate the old rate of interest using the formula R is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by PT. We know that SI is rupees 1,200. P is rupees 6,000 and T is 4 years. Now substituting these values in the formula here, we get R is equal to 100 multiplied by 1,200 divided by 6,000 multiplied by 4. On solving this, we get R is equal to 5%. So the old rate of interest is 5%. Now it's given that the rate becomes 1.5 times of itself. So the new rate of interest is 5 multiplied by 1.5, which is 7.5%. Now here we are asked to find what will the amount of the same principal in 5 years be. So time is 5 years and principal is the same as earlier. So principal is rupees 6,000 and we have to find the amount. Now to find the amount, first we have to know what is the new simple interest at the rate of interest of 7.5% for 5 years on the principal rupees 6,000. Now to find the simple interest, use the formula SI is equal to PRT divided by 100. On substituting the given values in this formula, we get 6,000 multiplied by 7.5 multiplied by 5 divided by 100. On solving this, we get the simple interest as rupees 2,250. So the new simple interest is rupees 2,250. We know that amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. So amount is equal to rupees 6,000 plus rupees 2,250, which is rupees 8,250. So the new amount is rupees 8,250. The correct answer is option A, rupees 8,250. Let's solve a few problems of type 3. Type 3 is questions where the sum or difference or equality in simple interest or rate of interest or time is given. A person borrows rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6 1 by 4% per annum simple interest for 2 years. What is his gain in the transaction? Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. So as you can see here, clearly there is a difference in the rate of interest in the two cases. Now here we are asked to find the gain in the transaction. To do that, first we have to find the simple interest in the first case and then we have to find the simple interest in the second case. The difference between the two simple interests will give us the gain in the transaction. Now we know that simple interest can be found out using the formula SI is equal to PRT divided by 100. Now in case 1 it's given that principal is rupees 5,000, rate of interest is 4% per annum and time is 2 years. Substituting these values in the formula here we get simple interest is equal to 5,000 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 100. On solving this we get the simple interest as rupees 400. So the simple interest is rupees 400 in case 1. Moving on to case 2, it's given that the person borrows rupees 5,000 and then he immediately lends it to another person. That is, he immediately lends the 5,000 rupees to another person. So in case 2 also principal is rupees 5,000. It's given that rate of interest is 6 1 by 4% per annum, which is nothing but 25 by 4% per annum. It's given that time is 2 years. Now substituting these values in the formula here, we get simple interest is equal to 5,000 multiplied by 25 by 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 100. On solving this, we get simple interest as rupees 625. So the simple interest is rupees 625 in case 2. Now the difference between the simple interest in case 2 and the simple interest in case 1 will give us the gain in the transaction which we have been asked to find out. So gain is equal to rupees 625 minus rupees 400, which is rupees 225. So the person's gain in the transaction is rupees 225. The correct answer is option D, rupees 225. A sum of rupees 1,750 is divided into two parts such that the interest on the first part at 8% simple interest per annum and that on the other part at 6% simple interest per annum are equal. Find the interest on each part in rupees. Here you are given 4 options and you have to find out which of these options is the correct one. So here as you can see, the rate of interest for the first part and the rate of interest for the second part is different. Also it's given that the simple interest for the first part is equal to the simple interest for the second part. And we are asked to find the interest on each part. Now we can find the interest on each part using the formula SI is equal to PRT divided by 100. Now we know that the rate of interest for the first part is 8% and rate of interest for the second part is 6%. Now time is the same for both the parts, which is 1 year. But we do not know what is the principal for the first part and what is the principal for the second part. Now it's given that a sum of rupees 1,750 is divided into two parts. So let's assume that the principal for the first part is X. Then the principal for the second part would be 1,750 minus X. Now according to the question, X multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1 divided by 100, which is the simple interest for the first part, is equal to 1,750 minus X multiplied by 6 multiplied by 1 divided by 100, which is the simple interest for the second part. Now on solving this, we get x is equal to rupees 750. That is, the principal for the first part is rupees 750. Now we know that the rate of interest for the first part is 8%. So the simple interest for the first part is 8% of 750, which is rupees 60. Now it's given that the simple interest for the first part is equal to the simple interest for the second part. So the interest on each part is rupees 60. The correct answer is option B, 60. Viewers, please go through this video till you have understood the concept. Practice more such problems to increase your speed and also to understand the concept clearly. Please do watch a video on simple interest for solved problems on finding the principal. If you have liked this video, please like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.